play nerd. I play nerd.
Get those wonderful toys.
Snitchy Boochies, everyone. This is another I Play Nerd toy unboxing and review. This time we've got McFarlane Toys DC Superpowers, Robin the Boy Wonder. This is the Jason Todd version. This is the one that most mimics the one that came out in the 80s from Kenner, and also the Toy Biz version that came out also, with both of them which had karate chop action, which you can see in his right arm. So very excited to find this at GameStop and add it to my collection. So let's take a quick look at the packaging. All right, Jason Todd. And honestly, this could be Jason Todd. This could be Dick Grayson. And when I was a kid, I didn't have the Superpowers version of this, but I had the Toy Biz version of this. And I actually bought two. Actually, I'm sorry. My parents bought me two, and I had one stand-in as Dick Grayson, and I had one stand-in as Jason Todd, just because I was such a big fan of Robin that I wanted to have both of those. This is before Tim Drake came along, and when Tim Drake came along and became Robin, that kind of blew my world apart, and he became one of my favorite characters of all time. But getting back to the packaging, let's take a look at it. Got the Superpowers logo on there. Got Robin in his little Speedos that leaves very little to the imagination. Robin Boy Wonder. Let's take a look at the back. God, this cast is expanding so much. This is a huge line. This cross-L is going to have to be removed at some point, because I feel like it's taking up way too much real estate on the back of the packaging that they're not going to be able to post every picture on there. But let's take a look. Oh, gotta move my lighting just so you can see. If you want to read it, there it is. You can see I got this from GameStop. I actually got this whole wave from GameStop. I was very lucky on a Friday night after work to be able to get out to the store and able to find this entire line. I was contemplating buying it on Entertainment Earth, but I was able to actually find it in store at GameStop. This is definitely the first time I've ever bought a whole Superpowers wave at once, but very, very, very pleased with what I got. So that's it for the packaging. Let's bust out Jason Todd. There's Jason Todd Robin out of the packaging with all the comes with, which are no accessories at all, but that's fine. He's Robin, and we want to keep the price down. Let's take a quick look at this figure. Look at that face. Looks like any other Robin. I love this costume. This is the classical, original costume of Robin that the first three Robins all wore. Tim Drake wore this. Jason Todd wore this, and Tim Drake. Dick Grayson wore this first. Jason Todd wore it second, and Tim Drake wore it third, which I believe was in the storyline A Lonely Place of Dying. Great story. Before he switched to his much darker costume with the black cape and, Daisy Dukes. But let's look at it. That classic original Robin symbol with very plain R, almost like it's a copyright symbol, which it probably is copyrighted. He's got a very goofy looking costume. He's got the short sleeves. He's got almost like an elf. He looks almost like an elf. He's got Speedos on, or Daisy Dukes, whatever you want to call them. He's got these little elf shoes, and they look absolutely ridiculous by today's standards. He's got the yellow cape, which droops down pretty far down. He's got kind of an homage to the original Superpowers and also the Toy Biz version, where he had karate chop action. So you can see his hand is in a karate chop position. I believe in the original Superpowers, you push his legs together and it chops down. I did not have that one. I had the Toy Biz version where he's the legs didn't do anything. He pulls his hand up and he let go, and there's a spring on there, spring-loaded action where he As soon as you let go, it would immediately chop down, which I loved. I actually had 2 of those. So I wanted one to be Dick Grayson and one to be Jason Todd. So who knows, maybe I'll get 2 of these, one can represent Dick Grayson. Although I do believe, knowing Toddy Mac, Mr. Todd McFarlane himself, they're probably gonna redo this. They're probably gonna use the same, and this would be perfectly fine with me. They use this exact same figure, change out the head a little bit to something slightly different, and just say it's Dick Grayson Robin. I'd be fine with that. But this is Jason Todd. I think this looks great, articulation-wise, exactly what you expect from the McFarlane line of superpowers. Heads turn, you can actually pull that off. That cape, this cape is actually pretty cool. Good fabric. Arms go forward and back. Legs go forward and back. Articulation at the knees. And that's it, because it's a superpowers figure. Let's do a little bit of comparisons and some teaming ups here. Let's take this Jason Todd. Let's bring in some of the other Robins that I have in my collection. Let's bring in Tim Drake and the other Tim Drake, which are pretty similar to each other. There's some slightly brighter colors. Sorry, Jason Todd. 2 different versions of Tim Drake. There is no Dick Grayson Robin figure for the Superpowers line, like I mentioned earlier. Other than there are a couple Nightwing ones. But if you want a Dick Grayson Robin that's out there, we could go to Spin Master and bring in the Chris O'Donnell Dick Grayson Robin from Batman Forever, which actually looked pretty cool with this line of superpowered figures. I'm actually glad they made these. I'm actually glad they scale pretty well together. So let's take these guys out. He's Robin. What does he need? He needs a Batman. The best one for this Robin, color scheme wise, this Batman right here. I forgot what type of Batman they call this. The very early 80s Batman. Looks great. These colors, these costumes look pretty damn good together. Yeah, Bruce Wayne Batman. You got Jason Todd Robin. Once again, I'd still like to see a Dick Grayson version of this, but these look awesome together. And if you feel so inclined, we could actually switch out Batman to a little darker one. Dick Grayson, I'm sorry, Jason Todd's a darker Robin. We can get a darker Batman. It does look cool together also. Whichever you want, blue or black, all good. Both look awesome. Another figure that came out with this wave, if you want another type of Batman, it is the unmasked Bruce Wayne Batman. So you could have him positioned like you're having a conversation in the Batcave, because Batman took off his mask, probably bitching at Robin for doing something bad because he has that father figure mentality, and Bruce Wayne's kind of a dickhead. Batman's kind of a dickhead to the entire Batman family. So those look good together too. These both come in the same wave. I'm not quite sure how I want to display them, but probably maybe I think I still want to keep this Batman with this Robin. And that's going to do it for this quick review of the Superpowers Jason Todd Robin from McFarlane Toys. I love this cheap nostalgia. These 80s, or if it's 90s, or if it's 70s, for low prices, and they're pretty compact. They're smaller. They're not like the larger figures. Like I have a DC Multiverse figure right here, which I also have to do a review on. That's a 7-inch figure. That takes up a lot more room, and it costs more too. But these figures, these Superpowers figures, they're absolutely at that sweet spot. They're cheap. They're small, so you could buy a lot of them. They're not going to take up a whole lot of space. They're not going to take up a whole lot of your. They're going to consume a whole lot of your well-earned earnings. So I'm so glad I picked this one up. Very nostalgic of the Toy Biz version of Robin, and also the original Superpowers version of Robin that that a lot of people had as a kid. I had the Toy Biz one. I loved it. Great to have this one again. So that's it. Smell you later.